If you are past 60, your body has been sending you signals for months, maybe years, and there is a very good chance you have been ignoring every single one of them because your doctor told you it is just part of getting older. It is not. Something is growing inside your kidneys right now. It started small. It is not small anymore. And every week you write it off as aging. It gets worse. Your doctor ran the usual tests and said the 4 words that have sent more people to the emergency room than any misdiagnosis in medicine. Everything looks fine for your age. I grew up watching my grandmother in Osaka read people's bodies the way a mechanic reads an engine. She never waited for something to break. She listened for the sound right before it breaks. And she had one morning drink, 3 ingredients from any grocery store that she gave to every family member past 50. Tonight I am walking you through all 5 warning signs your body is showing you right now. And I am telling you exactly what to drink starting tomorrow morning. But the second sign on this list is the one that scared me. Because it has nothing to do with pain, nothing to do with the bathroom. And when I tell you what it is, you are going to realize you have had it for months. Let us start. Sign number 5. You feel a dull ache in your lower back that comes and goes, and you cannot connect it to anything you did. You did not lift anything heavy. You did not sleep in a strange position. It just showed up one morning, and it has been floating around ever since. Some days it sits low on one side. Some days it wraps around toward your hip. And then, for a week it disappears, and you forget about it entirely. That is exactly what makes this one so easy to miss. It does not scream. It whispers. And then it goes quiet. And then it whispers again. What is happening is small mineral crystals are sitting inside your kidney, and every time your body tries to move them even a tiny bit, the tissue around them gets irritated. That is the ache. It is not your back. It is not your muscles. It is your kidney telling you something is sitting where it should not be sitting. And when the crystals shift, the ache shifts with them. Most people live with this for a year or more before anyone thinks to look at the kidneys. By then, the crystals are not small anymore. And the fix at that point is not a morning drink. It is a hospital visit. Sign number 4. Your urine has changed color and you have been pretending you did not notice. It is darker than it used to be. Maybe it looks cloudy some mornings. Maybe there is a smell that was not there before. And you told yourself you're just not drinking enough water because that is what every article on the internet says. But here is what nobody explained to you. When crystals are forming inside your kidney, the kidney has to work harder to filter everything. It is like a drain with something caught in it. The water still moves through, but it moves through slower, and it picks up things along the way it normally would not. That is the color. That is the cloudiness. Your kidneys are straining around an obstacle, and your urine is showing you the evidence every single morning. If you have been blaming dehydration for months, and the color has not changed no matter how much water you drink, that is not a water problem. That is a kidney problem. Now, sign number 3 is different from the others, because this one does not show up in the bathroom or in your back. This one shows up the moment you open your eyes in the morning. Sign number 3. You are exhausted in a way that sleep does not fix. You went to bed at a reasonable hour. You slept through the night. You woke up and it felt like you had not slept at all. This bone-deep tiredness that sits behind your eyes and makes everything feel like it takes twice the effort. Your doctor probably checked your thyroid, maybe checked your iron, maybe told you to try melatonin. But nobody looked at your kidneys, and they should have. Your kidneys do not just filter waste. They help regulate your red blood cells. They manage the balance between acids and minerals in your blood. When something is growing inside them and taking up space and irritating the tissue, they cannot do those jobs properly. The whole system slows down. Your oxygen delivery drops. Your mineral balance tilts. And you feel it as this fog, this heaviness, this tiredness that has nothing to do with how many hours you slept. The cruel part is that the more tired you get, the less you move. And the less you move, the more those crystals sit still and grow. It becomes a loop your body cannot break on its own. Now, sign number 2. This is the one I told you about at the beginning. The one that has nothing to do with pain and nothing to do with the bathroom. Sign number 2 is swollen ankles and feet. Look down right now. If your ankles look puffy at the end of the day, if your socks leave marks that take 20 minutes to fade, if your shoes feel tighter in the evening than they did in the morning, your kidneys are involved. I know what you are thinking. You were told that is circulation. You were told that is sitting too long. You were told to elevate your legs and wear compression socks, and nobody, not one person, connected it to what is happening inside your kidneys. When kidneys are compromised even slightly, they hold on to sodium. They cannot clear fluid the way they are supposed to, and that fluid has to go somewhere. It sinks. It pools in your ankles, your feet, your lower legs, and it sits there all day. And at night, your body slowly clears some of it, and in the morning, it looks a little better, and by evening, it is back again. This is not a circulation problem. This is your kidneys waving a red flag, and the flag has been waving for months and everyone around you has been looking the other way. Now you know why I said at the beginning that you have had this sign for months and did not connect it. That leaves sign number 1. And this one is the one that made my grandmother sit people down at her kitchen table and refuse to let them leave until they listened. Sign number 1. You are getting urinary tract issues that keep coming back no matter what you do. You have taken the antibiotics. You have done the cranberry juice. You have followed every piece of advice and it clears up for a few weeks and then it comes right back. And every time it comes back, you are sitting in that same waiting room, filling out the same paperwork, getting the same prescription, driving home thinking maybe this is just what life looks like now. It is not. It is not your body breaking down. It is blocked. When crystals are sitting inside your kidney, they create tiny rough surfaces. Bacteria love rough surfaces. They cling to them. They hide in the small crevices where the body's natural flushing cannot reach. And every time the antibiotic kills the bacteria in your bladder, the ones hiding up in the kidney survive. They wait. They multiply. And a few weeks later, here it comes again. Your doctor has been treating the infection. Nobody has been treating the reason the infection keeps coming back. And this is exactly why my grandmother would sit you down and refuse to let you leave her kitchen. Because she knew that if you kept treating the symptom and ignoring what was feeding it, you would spend the rest of your life on antibiotics wondering why nothing ever stuck. And that brings me to the part my grandmother would have gotten to by now if you were sitting across from her. The part where she tells you what to do about it. She had 2 things. The first was a morning drink that starts working within days. The second was something she said matters even more than the drink, because without it, the crystals come back every single time. I will get to that second part after I give you the drink. Here is what she taught me, and here is what I have watched work in the people who come to me with exactly these signs. Take a glass of coconut water. Not coconut milk, coconut water, the clear kind. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, then squeeze in the juice of half a lemon. Stir it and drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Do this for 4 mornings in a row. The coconut water is full of potassium, and it helps your kidneys balance the minerals that form crystals in the first place. It softens what has already started to harden. The olive oil coats the urinary tract and helps small fragments pass without tearing the tissue on the way out. And the lemon juice raises the citrate levels in your urine. Citrate is the one compound your body uses to stop calcium from clumping together into stones. When calcium cannot clump, it cannot build. 4 mornings, 3 ingredients. But here is the part most people never hear, and it is the reason those crystals keep forming in the first place. Your kidneys do not work alone, and this is the part that changes everything, so stay with me. Every time you eat spinach, nuts, tea, chocolate, your body takes in something called oxalate. When you were younger, your gut bacteria grabbed that oxalate and broke it apart before it ever reached your kidneys. Think of it like a security team catching a troublemaker at the door. But after 60, that security team is gutted. Years of processed food, antibiotics, stress, medications. The bacteria that used to catch oxalate are some of the first to die off. And now that oxalate walks straight past the door, reaches your kidneys, meets calcium, and starts building into the crystals we have been talking about this entire video. This is why the stones keep forming. This is why you clear one and another one shows up a year later. The problem is not in the kidney. The problem is upstream, in the gut, where the bacteria that were supposed to protect you are no longer there. And this is the second thing my grandmother understood before anyone in Western medicine was talking about it. Your gut needs to be rebuilt. It needs living bacteria to repopulate what has been lost. It needs the right fiber for those bacteria to feed on so they can survive and multiply. And it needs the healing compounds those bacteria produce once they are fed, the short-chain fatty acids that calm the inflammation and patch up the gut lining. For generations, the people in my family have used one drink that delivers all 3 at once: kombucha, fermented tea, alive with bacteria, rich in the fiber they need, and already producing those healing compounds before it ever reaches your stomach. When the gut is balanced again, oxalate gets broken down the way it is supposed to. Less oxalate reaches the kidneys. Fewer crystals form, and the cycle that has been running inside your body for years finally slows down and stops. That is the second thing. The drink handles what is already there. The kombucha stops new crystals from forming in the first place. My grandmother never gave one without the other. I make my own kombucha at home because I have the time and the knowledge. But for everyone watching online who can't brew their own, I give BoochBod Kombucha Gummies. The link is in the description. Or you can search BoochBod Kombucha Gummies on Amazon. The people who start this tell me the same things. They say the back ache that had been floating around for months went quiet. They say their urine looks clearer in the morning than it has in years. They say they wake up and actually feel like they slept. One woman told me her ankles look like her ankles again for the first time in 2 summers. She said it like she was surprised by her own feet. I think about a man named George, 68, retired bus driver from Tucson. He came to me with 4 of those 5 signs, and he had been living with them for over 2 years. His doctor told him to drink more water and watch his salt. He did both. Nothing changed. He did the morning drink, 4 mornings like I told him. On the 3rd morning, he called me at 7:30. He said he went to the bathroom and the color was different, lighter than it had been in 2 years. He said he stood there staring at it like it was a good test result. 2 weeks later, he started the kombucha. By the end of the 1st month, the backache had gone quiet. The tiredness lifted. And one Saturday, he walked his dog 3 miles down the river path, came home, sat down, looked at his ankles, and they were normal. He sent me a photo. His exact words were, "I forgot my legs could look like this. That is what I want for you. Not because I am promising it, because the same road George walked is open to you right now. It is never too late. The body at 65 and 70 and 75 still knows how to do this work. It has been waiting for someone to give it what it needs. You just did not know what it was asking for until tonight." If this helped you, subscribe to this channel. Share this with someone you love who is over 60, and leave me a comment telling me which sign you recognized in yourself. I read every single comment on this channel. Until next time.